Step one is to rice cauliflower. One really big head of cauliflower will do it, or two smaller heads. I generally use a glass bowl for the riced cauliflower. I put a plate on top of the glass bowl, and this really is the secret to working with the cauliflower, because there are harder ways to do this. This is the easy way. You take the bowl with the plate, you put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. When the cauliflower is done, it's a technical term. It's called freaking hot. So take every care. I'm going to pull this out and transfer it to a metal bowl. That's what you'll see as sort of the next step, and we'll talk about it then. Okay, I've now transferred the cauliflower rice over to a metal bowl. You can see it steaming. That's what you want. You want the steam to come off, the moisture to come off, and dry the cauliflower out a little bit. Now the glass bowl is now pretty hot. I will use it to mix the eggs, just to make sure I don't get any eggshells before transferring it over to the rice flour. But we've got to let the rice flour cool a little bit, and this is a good point to mix in spice. Okay, so for our spice, salt, I had a guess, about a teaspoon, maybe a little more. Then the Montreal chicken seasoning mix, really good stuff. It's mostly garlic, but lots of other spices too. I'd say, maybe a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Then coarse sweet basil. Say about 2 teaspoons, maybe a little more, maybe a tablespoon. A little bit of Tony's Italian seasoning blend. A little bit goes a long way. Finally, crushed red pepper. I'd say about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. Maybe 2 teaspoons. Just kind of mix it all together. Let the steam loosen up these dry herbs and spread the goodness throughout. Then I kind of put it up the sides so that the metal will draw the heat out of the cauliflower, because it's right now too hot to put egg into. Otherwise we'd end up with scrambled eggs in the middle of our cauliflower, which would really be bad. Preheat your oven to 425 and you can walk away from this steaming mix for about 5 minutes. Okay, now the rice flour is warm instead of blisteringly hot, and I've cracked 5 eggs into the glass bowl, just making sure that I don't get eggshells in there. Scramble a bit. Add mixture. And stir in cauliflower. cauliflower into the egg, or vice versa. Starting to smell wonderful. All those spices have loosened up a bit from the steam. Now we're going to add Parmesan, good Parmesan. I add about a cup. I prefer the, I'm going to say shredded, but this will work. I stay away from the cheap Parmesan. You get what you pay for. And what I'm using, the Bel Gioso, is good stuff. Then we go in with the mozzarella. Let's say I use about 2 really big handfuls. Mix it all together. Now, why don't I add your pesto straight to this mixture? I need this to bind up. So, little worried that adding pesto straight to it would defeat the purpose. What I am going to do now is I have a large pan, roasting pan. I put about a tablespoon or 2 of really good olive oil. And I rub the sides. Yes, I could use a spray, but I'll tell you, you do taste the olive oil on the sides of whatever you cook. So, this is how I do it. Okay, now I'm going to pour the Uber mixture into the roasting pan. Not roasting pan, the roaster. And spread it out nice and evenly. Trying to avoid gaps. If you listen carefully, you can hear hungry cats outside. That's the sign that you've done well. If you don't hear hungry cats outside your door, well, I'm sorry. I just have to make this more and more often. It makes a layer that's about, half an inch thick. And you plop it into the oven at 425 for 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been baking about 30 minutes. And you can see that it's lightly brown on top. So about 3 heaping tablespoons spread out nice and evenly. And oh my gosh, does it smell good. Now for the pepperoni. Just a few pepperonis, obviously. Now we're going to put some peppers and some mozzarella cheese. Now in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes. And here we have the finished product. It baked for a bit over 15 minutes. I like the brown caramelized cheese on top. So I'm going to take a spatula, kind of work it around the edge, and then I'm going to let it set for about 5 minutes just to set up a bit. And then we're going to serve it and eat it.